so desperately need. But the people love me best, don't expect me to save the world. Now they regard me as a goddess and they always give me love for free. And they say, you are what you are, and that's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior and soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, babe. It's hard enough to be just me, rule my world from a place of reverie, forgive myself unconditionally and learn from my mistakes. But then the movies tell me I should look like her and laugh like her. If I'm a quiet beauty, all will surely fall in love with me. But the people love me best like the way I laugh, and they don't care what I wear. They rather see me loud and proud than stake the light and pretty. And they say, you are what you are, that's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior and soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, babe. Hey, you are the sun and the moon, you are the earth and the sky. You are the one who answers the prayers that you're laying down late at night. You are the undefinable and the one who is desperate to define. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are the love of your life. You are what you are. That's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior, soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are holy. And your life is holy. And your days are holy. And your mind is holy. And your body is holy. And your tears are holy.
To everyone here and online. What a blessing to be with all of you this day that love has made. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the New Thought Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Shannon O'Hurley. I get to be your senior minister here in this beautiful, inclusive, progressive, compassionate community. What a blessing to be together in community. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Those of you online, welcome into this sacred space. I would love it if all of you would just turn around and wave to our beloveds at home so they really feel the love that's right here. If you are new or newish, if you're dipping your toe in the water a little bit, know that you have come into such a loving and caring and kind community. We are dedicated to doing our own inner work and then walking that out into the world to help make it a better place for all people. Speaking of all people, everyone here, everyone online, you are all so very welcome here. We have mindfully and we have thoughtfully created a place just for you exactly as you are this day, right now, right here. What a blessing to be together. This is the time here in Lake Oswego where we take a moment and we acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land of the Kalapuya people, and we affirm indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. This is also the time in our service where we get to, with one voice, really anchor our experience with our vision and our mission. Let's do that together. Our vision, recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation, and our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. I would love it if you would take a moment, those of you here in person, to silence your cell phones. That'll just sort of help us out. And I want to acknowledge our beloved practitioners online who are hosting our beautiful spiritual online home and family. Practitioners Melissa K. Allen and Beth Doyle, thank you so much, beloveds, for holding this space so beautifully, just as all of our practitioners here in the sanctuary hold this space so beautifully. So now I would like to invite our dear practitioner Shelley Walker up for our opening blessing. Thank you, Shell.
All right, y'all, let's take a moment and rest. Let's rest this body temple that brought us through the door. Rest that brilliant mind, busy, busy, busy mind. Let's just give it a moment of pause, a moment of rest. As we give our hearts an opportunity to rest. To leave the things of the world behind for a moment, to turn our attention, our awareness to the love that is everywhere present, the peace, the joy, the bliss, the blessing, the ease that is everywhere present. This love that goes by many names. And the truth is, it doesn't matter what we call it. Its nature is infinite. Its nature is love. Its nature is power. Its nature is grace itself. And it is right here. And it is right now. And it is good. And so in the presence of this love, I speak a word of blessing for our time together. How good it is to be in spiritual community this day. How good it is to take a pause from the world to remember love this day. I speak a word of blessing on everything that we are about. The music and the message, the children, the connection, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it is simply love coming to know more love as us. And in this good, in this love, in this grace, we let it be. Blessed, blessed be. And so it is. We have the great blessing today to welcome LaRonda Steele to our platform. And she's going to lead us in this song, y'all. This is spiritual practice. This is prayer set to music. And I'd like to invite you to stand as you're able. At home, stand as you're able. And I invite you to use your voice to remind yourself of the truth that this infinite power is indeed everywhere present and right where we are.
Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to worry what to say or what to do. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. I don't have to see the truth. Oh, let me see God's light in you, in you. Let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to worry what to say or what to do. Oh, let this great power what to say or what to do. Let this great power wash through, wash through. Let this great power wash through, wash through. Oh, let this great power wash through, wash through. I don't have to wonder what to say or what to do. Let this great power wash through, wash through.
And so it is.
So it is.
Our sacred practice reading today is from the wonderful John O'Donohue from his book, To Bless the Space Between Us, a book of blessings. This blessing is called For Belonging. May you listen to your longing to be free. May the frames of your belonging be generous enough for your dreams. May you arise each day with the voice of blessing whispering in your heart. May you find a harmony between your soul and your life. May the sanctuary of your soul never become haunted. May you know the eternal longing that lives at the heart of time. May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, mind you, and embrace you in belonging. And so it is. Amen. All right, y'all, please welcome the great LaRonda Steele.
It's been a while, so y'all have to bear with me, huh? Yeah. I could feel it, I know. So I invite you, if you are so moved that you want to move, please do get up and move this beautiful vessel that we get to hang out in for a few years here. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Hey. Hey. Come on. And I know you know this song too. If you do, sing along with us. Come on, y'all, say, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, give thanks and praise to the Spirit, and we will feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit, and we will feel alright. Now let them all pass, may we all be forgiven. This is one question I'd really love to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless cynic? Yes, there is. There is a place for each and every one. Believe me when I say one love, one heart. Let's get together. Feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit, and we will feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit, and we will feel alright. Now listen, let's get together. and nurture every person. So when we challenge comes, there will be no doom. Have pity on those whose chances have grown thinner. There is a hiding place, no hiding place from spirit of creation. One love, let's get together and we will feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit and we will feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit and we will feel alright. Come on, give it. Show your love, y'all. Yes. Hey, hey. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit and we will feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit and we will feel. Give thanks and praise. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit and we will feel. One more time. Give thanks and praise to the Spirit and we will feel. Oh, we'll feel alright. Yes, we will. Hey, yes, we do.
Oh my goodness. The one and only LaRhonda Steele. Oh, beloved. Thank you so very much, LaRhonda. I want to also thank Brandon Hitu for leading the New Thought Messengers today. Thank you so much, Brandon. Well, Brian is having a Sunday off. Yes. Thank you, dear friend. I also want to take a moment, and I want to tell you, if you have not yet seen or heard Shelley Walker's talk from last week, I was sitting right there, and I was so mesmerized, I forgot I was supposed to get up and do something after. Really, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous talk. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous talk. So this month, we are leaning into and learning from the glorious book, Ordinary Mysticism, Your Life is Sacred Ground by Mirabai Starr. If you have not yet gotten it, I know it's sold out in a lot of places, and there's a reason for that. It is down to earth, it is authentic, it is funny and sassy, a little saucy. It is fabulous. And, really she takes this idea of living our life as sacred and holy and brings it into the everyday, normal experiences that we get to have on this earth plane. And this week, for those of you who are sort of following along or reading it, I am really taking chapters 5 and 6 and talking about the ideas she presents there. And it's all about connection, and building and tending to the beloved community. You know, I've been thinking about this beloved community of ours, especially, I would say, this little thing called the election. Just that. And there's this line I was reminded of in ancient scripture, love thy neighbor as thyself. And this shows up in the Torah, love thy neighbor as thyself. It's also, though, this concept of love thy neighbor, it crosses and spans all the great faith traditions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Sikhism, Jainism, Baha'i. In Christianity, in the Christian Bible, also known as the New Testament, love thy neighbor is mentioned 8 times. This is a foundation of Unitarian Universalism, and certainly it's a foundation of New Thought. So I started thinking about this, and I did a little deep dive. There we go. I did a dipe, now known as dipe. I dipe a lot. I love you too, so much, you know this. So I did a dipe, and I discovered that this word neighbor, the most ancient meaning, root meaning of the word neighbor, love thy neighbor, meant to be with and to grow with. That's what neighbor originally meant. And it's active, to be with and to grow with. So the idea of love thy neighbor, it's not an ego type love, it's a soul love. To be with and grow with in a soul love. Another way of saying that is in compassion. To grow with each other in compassion. You know, there was a lot of damage done by non-capitalistic countries when globalization happened. A lot of damage. I would say, though, the greatest blessing of it was, was that it allows us to know our neighbor outside of these walls in a greater way. You know that little computer we carry around in our pocket, in our purse, in our hand? Just with a scroll, we can see what's happening with our neighbors in North Carolina and Florida because of the hurricanes and the storms. With the scroll, we can know what's happening in Palestine and Israel and Lebanon and Ukraine. Now, the ancient writers of the Upanishads and the Gospels and the Tibetan Book of the Dead and the Tao Te Ching, they all talk about caring and loving for our neighbor. But what I find so fascinating, I think about them often, those writers, and I think if they could have known where we are, where humanity is today in 2024, because this gigantic world of ours has gotten so small, so very small. And as people in a faith community, I believe it is our moral mandate to care for our neighbors, wherever they may be, whether they're sitting next to you in the pew, next door to you in your home, in one of our neighboring states, across the country or across the world. This is our mandate. The thing about this technology, this computer in our pocket, you know, we teach here in New Thought that God or Spirit or Source or Love is in, through, and as all things. And so I have to believe that this technology has come to the planet at this time so that we can take care of each other, of our global neighbors. Are you with me? That's why it's here. That's why it's here for each and every one of us. Now, the mystics, the ancients, all knew that that was our moral mandate, to take care of each other. What's really cool, I think, is that science is now catching up with what the mystics taught in almost every area. And I nerd out on this stuff, just y'all, like, it is the coolest thing. If you read ancient texts, and then you look at modern science, neuroscience in particular, quantum physics, and you see how science and spirituality were always meant to be interwoven and connected and together. So, have you ever been with someone and they have like bumped their elbow up against a wall or their knee against something, and you wince? Even though it's happening to them, you feel it? Or have you ever, I posted a reel last week, I believe, or earlier this week. There was a 72-year-old man, the first in his family to graduate from college, and his 99-year-old mother was at the graduation. Oh, I have to post this. I have to share this. I wasn't at the graduation, but I'm tearing up at the joy. When I think about the Olympics we just all experienced, are you kidding me? I don't know if there's anyone in this room that can do a double layout dismount from the uneven bars, but when you watched that, did you feel like you kind of did it too? My butterfly stroke is woefully lacking, I'm certain, and yet, when the winner of that incredible feat happened in the pool, I jumped up like it was me, like I had done it. That is because we have what is called mirror neurons. It was discovered by an Italian scientist by happenstance in the 1990s. Our brains literally mirror, hi Ellie, our brains mirror what is happening in the other person. This is why when we see something that is joyful or painful in another person, especially and even when we don't know them, we feel it. Those are our mirror neurons firing. My friends, we are biologically wired to love our neighbor. We're biologically wired to have compassion and care for our neighbor. Now, we do this in spiritual community because that's who we are and that's how we are. But I think it's important to note that it's part of our physiology. I was thinking about this and I came across this piece written by a poet I have just come to adore. Her name is Joy Sullivan. She wrote, "As a child in Central Africa, I grew up hearing the death wail erupt after someone had died. It would catch like a long, terrible wave, building the way the cries of wolves gather into a howl. It would travel through the village, a communal keening, the sound of dozens of humans breaking at the same time. It is still a sound that I most deeply associate with love." We are biologically wired to love each other. You know, again, science is delightfully and gloriously proving this. Through rigorous studies and testing over many, many years with thousands of people, the scientist, Dr. Joe Dispenza, has discovered that when groups of people, just like here, right here and online at NTCSL, when we join together in community and when we focus on healing and the spiritual practices that we practice and we teach here, like meditation and affirmative prayer and forgiveness and gratitude and compassion, understanding these spiritual principles, when we grow together with our neighbors, when we grow together in a safe and nurturing space, right here, like in our sanctuary or in our classes or in our workshops, an emergent consciousness takes place in the collective. Let me explain that a little bit. We understand, and science has proven, that everything is energy. And so when we are together in community, growing together, expanding our consciousness, our heart space, really expanding into this understanding that we're here to love one another, we are raising the vibration of consciousness. We are raising the energy levels, and they have measured this in 7-day retreats, by the way, with thousands of people, with all these fancy ropes and cords, as my dad would say, electrodes and all these things. They have proven that the energy vibration, the electromagnetic field, raises when you are in community, when we are doing these practices, growing together, coming to service, being here online. We are growing with each other. We are growing with our neighbor. The thing, though, is that, of course, this is ancient knowledge. Again, science is catching up. The Hindu and Buddhist traditions talk about the importance of the Sangha. That's thousands of years old. In Judaism, the concept of a quorum or a minyan, where a certain number of people are needed for the communal prayer. In Islam, it's the idea of the congregational prayer or salat, where Muslims gather together as a community to pray. In Christianity, from the Christian Bible, in Matthew, it says, where 2 or 3 are gathered, I am there. The ancients understood the healing power of community. They understood the healing power of our neighborhood. Only now our neighborhood is global. Now there are some that are way ahead of the curve. And there were some in the modern era that were ahead of their time in this very thing. In 1847, just a few decades after having gone through the horrific mass forced migration, also known as the Trail of Tears, an impoverished group of Choctaw Indians in Oklahoma heard about the potato famine in Ireland. Some Quakers had held a meeting, and word got out what was happening in Ireland. This is 1847. The Indians in Oklahoma, a group of Choctaw, heard about this, and understanding deeply that kind of pain and starvation, the Choctaw gave and raised $170. This is 1847. That was a lot of money back then. They gave $170 and sent it to County Cork in Ireland to help with the famine that was happening there. County Cork is where my people are from. Galway and Kinsale, but also mainly County Cork. And this got me thinking so deeply about this idea of caring for our global neighborhood. This was far before there were any computers in their pockets. But they said yes, and it was a sacred yes. And actually, if you go to Middleton, County Cork, you will see a beautiful sculpture commemorating and honoring the Choctaw Nation. This is it right here in County Cork. There is, to this day, a wonderful organization in Ireland called CAIT, spelled C-A-I-T. It stands for Celts and American Indians Together. And together they work to raise money to support areas in the world that are navigating famine. They just recently sent money to Somalia. I was deeply considering this concept this week, as I do. I deep dive into this concept, this spiritual idea of caring for our neighbor, our global neighbor. And I could not believe the email that I received this week. I almost fell off my chair. Let me back up a little bit. In 2019, I became Facebook friends through a friend of my mom. Many of you know her as Mama Peggy. Hi, Mama. With a man who lives in County Cork. His name is Michael O'Hurley. I'm certain we're cousins, a few removed. We haven't done our 23andMe yet, but we'll get to that at some point. So Michael in Ireland is a diplomat. And he is an extraordinary human being. He goes into war-torn places, to the front lines, and he works to evacuate the most vulnerable who are there and bring them to safety. In fact, he was just in Lebanon, trying very hard to do work there. He was interviewed recently on the BBC. He is a good human. So Michael and I became friends on Facebook, and we would have Irish jokes, and we would talk about, well, we're probably related, la la la, all the things. That was in 2019. In February of 2022, if you recall, Russia invaded Ukraine. In March of 2022, Michael reached out to me, and he knew about our community here, and he let me know that there was dire need in Ukraine. If you remember the very beginning of that war, and I know there has been so much war since then. It's hard to keep it all straight. But if you can think back and remember in 2022 the shock of Russia invading Ukraine, and everything was happening all at once, and people were desperate. Michael asked me if our community would be willing to sponsor 2 families. These were 2 women who were married to men. The men had already gone off to war, and each of these women, they were young women, each of them had a young daughter. They were 4 and 6 at the time, these little girls. And in the beginning of that war, the Russians had a list of names of people who worked in various organizations that they deemed were dangerous to Russia's goals. And so when Michael wrote to me on Facebook, of all things, he let me know that these 2 women and their daughters, I will use his word, they were being hunted because they were on that list. And they were on that list simply because they were volunteers for a humanitarian organization. And Russia deemed that to be a threat. I could feel in Michael's words the desperation. And so, of course, like any of you, I said, we will do anything we can possibly do to help get those little girls and their mothers out of Ukraine and to safety. And so I reached out right away to Reverend Sally and to Practitioner B, and we just kicked into high gear, didn't we? I mean, it was an 11th hour, nail-biting, unbelievable journey. And that very Sunday, we took a second collection. We rarely do that in our community, and you all were so generous. We were able to put the money together. I remember being on the phone with B, and she's trying to buy them plane tickets, and they were sold out, because it was a mad rush to get out of the country and to safety. And at the 11th hour, B, I'm so glad you're here this day, we were able, with all of you, to bring these 2 families to safety. So these 2 little girls and their mamas are happily in Ireland. Obviously, they're dealing with a lot, but they are safe. They have shelter, and they have a place to live and food, and the little girls are in school, and they are safe, and they are out of harm's way. And this very week, knowing that I was going to be talking about the beloved community and caring for our global neighbors, I received the following email from Michael O'Hurley, and I've edited it down, mainly just so that I can get through it without crying. Here's an excerpt of the email. When Russia expanded their war on Ukraine in 2022, we were asked to facilitate the exfiltration of the most vulnerable. Hundreds relied on us to evacuate them and their children. We had no funds, no network, and few prospects for help. In the midst of all of this, you, Rev Shannon, and the New Thought Center came to the aid of 2 families and provided for their safety and evacuation. This was truly an extraordinary act from people of a different nation, thousands of miles from the front lines of war. We all remain thankful for your help in their hour of need. In Ukraine today, the war rages on. in the city of Zaporizhia. You may have heard Zaporizhia in the news. They live on the front lines, attacked almost every night by missiles and drones. They deal with death and destruction every day. Still, they endure. I recently had the opportunity to address many Ukrainians on the front lines to lift their spirits. I shared stories of our works, and in particular, how a certain faith community, thousands of miles from the front lines, chose to help two families in desperate need for no other reason than their humanity and faith called them to do so. The story so moved the audience and restored their hope in the knowledge that they are not forgotten. That today I received this video, I'm going to show it to you in a moment, and a special package which I will send on to you. By acclaim, you've been awarded the highest honor of the Ecumenical Order of St. John of Gotia. This particular area in Zaporizhia is a very devout Christian community. For your leadership in the collective efforts of your community to save these two precious families in 2022. When I think of this, I am overwhelmed. I can never thank you enough. I will send the package to you today. It is a scroll and the Arkhandicha Grand Cross, which I saw a picture of it. It's a beautiful pin. I will send this tomorrow. I hope on special occasions you will elect to wear it and share the good news with your community who shares in this honor by having rendered their own part in the life-saving work you undertook. I know this may be a little thing to you. No, it is not, my friend. But I would ask you to understand that for the people besieged by war to gather for the purpose of honoring you because of the fundamental goodness and importance of your work, it is everything to them. I hope you will, in your own way, come to cherish it as they intend it as a sign of your now unbreakable bond of shared humanity. I wish you every happiness and continued success in your ministry. Michael. Just wait. John, would you run the video, please?
On behalf of the Ecumenical Order of St. John of Gotia, the people of Zaporizhia, and our beloved Ukraine, it is my honor to present to you the Arkhandicha Grand Cross for your invaluable humanitarian works for Ukraine. Rev Shannon. When the Russians invaded our beloved country in force in February 2022, millions of our people had to flee their homeland for safety. Many of the most vulnerable needed help, or they would have surely perished. You are being presented with our highest honor, the Arkhandicha Grand Cross, not because of your efforts alone, but because your leadership and the incredible humanity shown by everyone who worships at the New Thoughts Center came together and helped rescue certain vulnerable Ukrainians whose contributions as civil society actors made them targets of Russians, whose brutality in those days have now been exposed to their evil acts in places like Bucha, Irpin, Izum, and small towns and villages across Ukraine. Our elder brothers and sisters in faith record in the Talmud, "She who saves a life saves the world." It is true. The people you and your faith community saved not only live on today, but their descendants will proclaim your goodness for centuries to come. Rev Shannon O'Harley. I thank you on behalf of a grateful nation and in the name of Christ, our Savior and Redeemer, who will never forget you and the New Thought Center community of faith, for your care and concern for the poor, the widow, and the orphan in their times of desperate need. Please accept the Arkhandicha Grand Cross as a symbol of our gratitude and extend our prayers and thankfulness to the new Toe Center community of faith. Greetings from Zaporizhia in Ukraine.
To think what they're going through right now and to take the time out to do that for us. This is our work, my friends. This is our work. This is our moral mandate. When we have a direct experience of the divine or of love, when we experience pain or the promise of another human being, when we feel and experience these things, we are having a mystical experience. We are one with God, with Source, with love itself. So my dear beloved community, the truth is that we are wired for compassion. And so this week, my friends, you ordinary, gorgeous, magnificent mystics that I love so much, as people of faith, let us remember this mandate. I invite you into the practice, the spiritual practice of really caring for and loving your neighbor wherever they may live. And let that choice guide your words and, most importantly, your actions. Maybe it looks like taking Jen's 3-week workshop, Practical and Spiritual Tools for Uprooting Racism. It starts today after service at 12:30. Maybe this action for you looks like sending a few bucks to the Red Cross or to the campaign that you believe in. Maybe it looks like, if you live in a state where you don't have mail-in voting, maybe it looks like giving a ride for someone. Maybe it looks like bringing soup to someone who is sick, or calling and checking in on someone you know is hurting. Maybe it looks like praying for Ukraine, for Zaporizhia, for Palestine, for Israel, for Lebanon, for North Carolina, for Florida, or anywhere there is pain and struggle. Whatever it is for you, whatever you are called to do, I invite you into that activity of love, of God, of Spirit this week. What a blessing. We get to do this holy and sacred work together, uplifting our neighbors. I want to complete this offering today with a piece I love from one of my very favorite, possibly my most favorite mystic, Teresa of Avila. She wrote this in the 1500s, and this is a modern translation. God has no body but yours, no hands, no feet on earth but yours. Yours are the eyes with which Spirit looks compassion on this world. Yours are the feet with which love walks to do good. Yours are the hands with which God blesses all the world. Yours are the hands. Yours are the feet. Yours are the eyes. Yours are the body. The divine has no body now but yours. No hands, no feet, no earth but yours. Yours are the eyes with which love looks compassion on this world. Spirit has no body on earth but yours. Let's pray. I invite the practitioners to step down forward, please, and know that our beloved practitioners online are joining me in prayer as we anchor this time, this precious time together. And so I invite you all to please just take a deep, nourishing breath. What a blessing it is to know this one divine love that lives and breathes all around us and within us, knowing that we are the hands and feet, the eyes, the speech, the body of love itself on earth. And we are here to do this holy, sacred work, to care for one another, to lift up the most vulnerable, to do whatever we can to be love in this beloved community that is our global neighborhood. In this, I say a special prayer for all of our friends and family and neighbors, wherever they may be in the world, knowing that this same love is right where they are. It surrounds them with grace and compassion. And in this next breath, I say a prayer for all those impacted by war and violence, recognizing that the power of the divine, the strength of the divine, the love of the divine, the protection of the divine enfolds them, encircles them, and is with them in their every breath. And so on this day together, in this beloved community, I bless all people everywhere, all those who gather in churches and mosques and synagogues and temples and ashrams and centers for spiritual living and prayer meetings and yoga mats and marches and hikes. Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, oh, it is the power of the divine at work through us, at work as us. And so I just give so much thanks for this human family, this beloved, beloved humanity that we are all a member of. We are all connected with, intertwined with. We breathe the same breath of God itself, this air we breathe. And so it is with profound thanks and gratitude that I celebrate this human family, that I know that all of our neighbors here and across the world are encircled and enfolded with love and grace and peace and peace and more peace. And so from this place of peace, I am so grateful. On behalf of each one of us, I am so thankful. I rest in this knowing, and I let this be, and I let this become. And so it is. Blessed, blessed be. Amen. And so it is. Thank you all.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. We are beyond blessed to have the community spiritual leader that we do. And this is our time of conscious giving. And I don't know about you, but I am so grateful to know that when I give, I am supporting these spiritual tools of personal and global transformation. We don't just talk about it, we do it. We do the work of personal and global transformation. That's what your gift does today. So thank you for that. There are many different ways you can give. They're all online, newthoughtcsl.org. You can text to give at 503-966-3236. But whatever your gift is, please know that it's received with so much love and gratitude. And let's speak a word of blessing on it, shall we? This card represents my gift today. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. All right, lift us up, LaRonda Steele.
I'm moved in so many ways today, yes. Thank you, Reverend. So this is a song that we were talking about earlier. We didn't know the words to it, but now we do, and they're magnificent. Thank you for being a friend. Remember the Golden Girls? You hear the one part of it, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute. There's a whole beautiful song that goes along with it. And so we invite you right now to, again, if you feel so moved, to get up and move. Yes. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will be this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? Yeah. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, well, you will see the biggest gift would be from me. With a card attached will say, thank you for being a friend. Yeah, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. I love this one here. Say, if it's a car you like, hey, you know I'll buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will be this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And when we all get older, with walking canes and hair of gray, have no fear if it might be hard to hear. Come close and hear me say, thank you for being, hey, thank you for being a friend. I just want to thank you. Oh, thank you for being a friend. Let me tell you about a friend, y'all. Thank you for being a friend. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a friend. And when we die and float away into the night, the Milky Way, you'll hear me call as we ascend. I'll see you then and times again. Thank you for being a friend. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being a friend. Oh, I want to thank you. Oh, I'll tell you about my friend. You are my friends, yeah. Whole wide world is my friend. Thank you for being a friend. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, LaRonda Steele and the New Thought Messengers. Oh, there's hugging happening. Y'all have a seat. I have two quick announcements for you. Listen, Jen's workshop, Practical and Spiritual Tools for Uprooting Racism, begins today. from 12:30 to 2:30 West Coast time in the Learning Center if you're here in the building, and online. This is offered, if you're attending in person and you haven't registered, just show up, just come on. It's right down the hall here on the right. For you online folks, register on our website, newthoughtcsl.org, so that you can get the Zoom link that will be in the thank you email after you register. Don't worry, y'all, if you have to miss a class, because we're recording it so you can catch up. And for those of you who are local, there is childcare available. So this is how we put feet to our values. We show up, we do our work. As an intergenerational community, this is for our local folk, please join us for a community-wide pumpkin carving and pizza party next Sunday, October 27th after service. This is for all of us, everybody, kids and adults, adult kids too. Come and enjoy the fun, carving pumpkins and eating pizza. Please RSVP. Y'all aren't always great at that. I'm just gonna tell you right now. From my heart, I ask you to please RSVP by October 24th on our website, newthoughtcsl.org, so that we can plan the pizza. Prior to this party, we are accepting pumpkin donations from y'all. There's a tub outside the front door where you can place the pumpkins, and thank you so much for supporting this event. Reverend Shannon.
Thank you so much, practitioner and ministerial intern Shelley Walker. Can we just, yes, indeedy. I want to just take a moment and thank all of you who chose to be here with us in person. It just helps so much as we co-create with our neighbors and we elevate this emergent consciousness that is happening. Thank you so much, those of you who chose to be with us online, raising this energetic vibration of peace and love on the planet. I want to thank those of you who are joining us today from Virginia, Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado, New Mexico, Washington, Oregon, Mexico, and California. Thank you so much. I also want to thank practitioners Melissa K. Allen and Beth Doyle. Oh, I just love you so much. Thank you for holding the space so beautifully for our online community. I'm going to invite our beloved practitioners to come on down front. All y'all, these beloveds, they will pray with you. All you have to do is go up to them and just say, this thing is on my heart. I could use support with this. And they take it from there. It is such a gift. It is such just a wonderful, wonderful offering that they give all of us every week. And for those of you online, if there's anything on your heart, please follow the chat in the box there. You will be able to go into a private chat room with a practitioner and they will pray with you. So just a gentle reminder, right after service, as soon as the music stops, the sanctuary turns into a place of meditation and prayer. So I invite you to make your way out and downstairs, please. We have fantastic coffee, tea, nosh, an amazing bookstore and gift shop and visiting. And then if you so choose, you can come right back upstairs and go down the hall and join Jen's just beautiful offering, her workshop. It's so important and so timely and so fantastic. With that, let us all stand as you are able for our final blessing. Shelley Walker, sister, thank you. May you go in the light, as the light, and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. You are so loved. I love you. Mwah. Have a great week.
I let go, I let